What is it about the properties of a barely visible waterweed called Spirulina that have got even President Obama's family so interested? In 1974, at the United Nations World Food Conference, it was announced that spirulina is the most ideal food for mankind. The World Health Organization has declared that spirulina is mankind's best health product in the 21st century. UNESCO has concluded that spirulina is the most ideal and perfect food of tomorrow. The US Department of Agriculture has published Spirulina Food for the Future, and it has been proposed by both NASA and the European Space Agency as one of the primary foods to be cultivated during long-term space missions. In 2005, an open letter was published to all governments from the United Nations urging the development of the technology needed to produce this unique water alga. But what exactly is the blue-green alga called spirulina? It is a simple, one-celled form of alga, reaching sizes of 0.3 to 1 millimeter in length. These cells are able to capture the energy of the sun and utilize the nutrients in their watery environment. Then, through a photosynthetic reaction, the cells produce protein, sugars, fatty acids, and vitamins, as well as all the important minerals our bodies need. Using enzyme pigments like phytocyanin, blue, and chlorophyll, green, as catalysts, spirulina is the major oxygen producer on the planet. How is it that such a small cellular form should contain all the strength of life's vital forces? How is it cultivated and consumed? Why do astronauts use spirulina? And what do scientists report? Is spirulina a likely solution for recovery from malnutrition? And can spirulina really save the planet from the greenhouse effect? Stay tuned to discover Mother Nature's molecular miracle. Since its birth, spirulina has been one of the most important life forms on this planet. But it started playing this vital role a very long time ago. This is our planet 4.5 billion years ago. Earth's nitrogen atmosphere without any oxygen was rich in carbon dioxide and methane. Scientists believe that the oceans took shape 900 million years later. The first life forms appeared around 3.6 billion years ago. In his book, The Ages of Gaia, James Lovelock gives an explanation for this long period. Since the young sun was 25% cooler at the beginning of life, the greenhouse effect kept a cooler planet warmer. The oceans were filled with iron, sulfur, and other compounds in solution because there was no free oxygen. The first living bacteria, called prokaryotes, appeared in this inhospitable environment. These bacteria consumed chemical nutrients as the only available food. Some of them used the energy of the sun to make their own food. These photosynthesizing prokaryotes were called cyanobacteria, or blue-green algae. They used light energy to split the abundant carbon dioxide and water molecules into carbon food compounds, releasing free oxygen. A new period began about 2.3 billion years ago. By then, oxygen in the atmosphere may have reached a level of 1%. Methane disappeared from the atmosphere, cooling the planet. Cells with nuclei appeared, formed from communities of individual bacteria living within an outer membrane. These cells were called eukaryotes. The nucleus contained organelles, such as chloroplasts, the green bodies which photosynthesize. This more powerful and complicated life form was supported by the higher oxygen concentration. The blue-green prokaryote bacteria and the green cell eukaryotes are called microalgae. These microalgae colonized the oceans and formed a thin film on the land masses. They kept transforming the atmosphere by photosynthesizing for 1.7 billion years. Planet Earth entered its present phase about 600 million years ago. The level of oxygen increased and finally remained steady at 21%. Our planet finally became blue. Today, these microalgae still cover land and water surfaces. The microalgae in the ocean, called phytoplankton, is the base of the food chain, supporting all higher life and producing 95% of the Earth's oxygen. It is part of the living mechanism that regulates the planet's biosphere. Microalgae, despite its size, played a crucial role in transforming the planet into the beauty and richness that makes up life today. And it can only be seen under a microscope. As James Lovelock describes in The Ages of Gaia, the microalgae carried their genetic information in DNA strands in the cell membrane, and were able to exchange information by exchanging plasmids with another cell. In this way, this organism became essentially immortal. All life on Earth was then linked by a slow but precise communication network. There may be more than 25,000 species of microalgae, living in all kinds of places. Most microalgae live off sunlight through photosynthesis, but some live off organic matter like bacteria. They range in size from a single cell to giant kelp over 150 feet long, like seaweed. These microalgae also play an important economic role. About 70 species are used for food, food additives, animal feed, fertilizers, or biochemicals. There are blue-green microalgae like Spirulina, green algae like chlorella, red algae like Dunaliella, and also brown, purple, pink, yellow, and black microalgae. They are everywhere, in water, in soil, on rocks, on plants. Blue-green algae are the most primitive ones and contain no nucleus or chloroplasts. They do not sexually reproduce, they simply divide.